Hello and welcome to week 2 of the All Hands on Deck tournament. We are here today with the Guild on Team 1 versus United European Starfront on Team 2. The Guild consisting of Potato Master, Secret Mink, Misk, and Star. The United European Starfront is Jacobian, Train Track, Aaron, and Crulio. This is round 1, so teams are 0-0. No one's won anything yet. And it is worth mentioning as well that this is an exhibition match, which means that nothing matters. These people can bring the most insane, stupid fleets and strange comps that you've ever seen, and it doesn't matter. It will not affect the tournament outcome. But yeah, we will see what these two teams bring. This will be an interesting sight to see. The Guild and UAS have matching badges and matching colors, which is very nice to see. I love it when teams do that with like custom decals and badges and stuff. Very nice. We are just waiting for the timer to tick here, and we will see the match begin. Looks like ANS deploying close to Seaside, which is pretty standard on Gold Rush, whereas OSP is really deploying kind of evenly here. Interesting. Normally OSP deploys heavy East side around here, but it looks like they're focusing most of their assets on C as well. Might be able to see some very, very heavy brawling action here at the C point. We shall see, though. They win nothing except bragging rights. Bragging rights still matter. That they do. Duncan, Idaho. This isn't Dune. What are you doing? Alrighty, let's go through the teams. First up on the Guild, we have Misk, who looks like they're bringing a cap fleet. Missile reigns here. I'm seeing a lot of Dune-flavored names here. Very interesting. 7 SDMs and some SGM H300s. Spyglass radar, I'm assuming. Yep. We have a goalie beamstone. A second goalie beamstone. Looks like some gun cappers. I'm assuming a couple of these. 3, 4, 5 gun cappers. Okay. Nice little cap fleet here. Potato Master has a 3K levy. Oh, no. Oh, no. What is this? Liz specifically said not to do this. We have a 3K levy. What do we have in here? Okay, lots of bombers and lots of Tontos. We will see how the 3K levy works for them, although if you're bringing a 3K carrier thing on ANS, I would just prefer people... It's much better just to do 2 levies. You get extra launch bays. We have some CWAGs here. Interesting. Okay, we will see what happens there. Mink with the double Axford here. Interesting, we noticed in the zoom in that it's only the double-barreled 450 down here. Looks like they're going a broadside build with triple radar, very based. Maybe that's why they only brought the double barrel. Maybe they didn't have the power. I'm assuming these are both triple radar. Yep. Very, very, very based drive setup for Axford, so you can just broadside orbit dodge at 450 range. It's very silly. And then we have Star here with some more Dune-flavored names. A couple more conventional Axfords. Double Raider, very nice. And with a carrier pad on the backpack. Are those halberds? RS-35s? Yeah, halberds. What do we got?
The enemy secured zone dagger.
I'm assuming advanced radar if I had to take a guess for what these are. Nope. You're launching... Oh, this one doesn't have a carrier. This one just has a 250 on the back. Interesting. We'll see how that works for them. On over to the United European Starfront. We have a monitor ball on from Awan here. Plasma 250. Plasma 250, and then it looked like a couple... Oh, a lot of Plasma 250. Oh, they're hybrids. They're both. Looks like only one C90 from this monitor ball here. We will see how that shakes up for them, although ANS doesn't really have a lot of light assets, so I guess that's probably fair. Crulio has a lot of shuttles. Rockets, 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 rockets. Oh, that's a lot of... Oh, we have a cringe capper on the A point. Alrighty, we'll see how quickly that one dies. We have some E-war monitors and not monitors, tugs. And it looks like a couple MMTs to ramp things up. With some 10 S2s in there. Okay. Jacobians running a double SLO with whiplash drives. Interesting. Parallax on the nose for damage soaking. Looks like these are relatively similar built. One of them has a Frontline, the other one has a Parallax, possibly for point saving. And it looks... Oh, they've got the 120 sidearms on these.
The enemy secured zone.
Interesting. Very useful for cap work here, as we can see that one of Misk's cap sprinters there already taking heavy damage on the C point. And it looks like OSP will be able to resecure the C point here from ANS. And then last but not least, Train Track is running a fleet carrier, the Duck and Tape here. Very funny name. We have a lot of pikes and a lot of halberds out around the map, probably scouting and determining where the enemy is, although we already have a squadron of bombers up. I'm assuming these are 100 mil. Yep, 100 mil HE I'm assuming what these are. Yep, they are rushing towards the A point, going to gun down this sprinter here if it is not careful. This defender is pointed in the wrong direction. The sprinter needs to roll to defend against those... these 100 mil bombers. We'll see if it can roll in time. Initial deployments, looks like, yeah, ANS and OSP are definitely both entirely focused on the C point here. 2 frontline fleets per side here squaring off to take the point. ANS losing its cap assets on the C point, allowing OSP to potentially take it here with this rocket shuttle. It is slipping behind cover. Yeah, it's going to take the C point. E point handily secured by... OSP here. They do lose a rocket shuttle to take it, although they do have one in reserve here. One that I'm probably certain that this gun shuttle is completely unaware of. There's also an MMT back here coming up to support. A point looks like it is going to fall in the hands of ANS here. They have a couple shuttles on the point here. There are 100 mil bombers incoming, but those 100 mil bombers will not be able to cap the point. What is this thing doing down here? There is a rocket shuttle at the very bottom of the map here. I'm assuming potentially trying to flank around to go under for B point while ANS isn't looking. Lots of jamming coming out from both. Whoa, these have jammers on them. I didn't even notice that. That is 4 blanket jammers on those 2 Acellos. That's quite a bit of jamming. And these things are undetected. Yeah, the Acellos are completely undetected, but ANS's carrier is also spotted back here. What are you spotted by? Cap ship? What's the range? About 7? 8? What are you detected by? Is the Parallax in range? No, the Parallax shouldn't be in range. What are you being detected by? Oh, early warning. Yeah, I didn't even notice the early warning. Yep, early warning is definitely spotting those. Yep, we have adaptive radar receivers on them and everything. I completely forgot OSP had an early warning radar on station. Yeah, these Acellos here are currently in a gun duel with the monitors, but these Acellos are completely undetected. It looks like, I'm assuming those are burn-through tracks ANS is firing at, or at least, was that blind firing? I think that's a burn-through track they're firing on, but they aren't detected on burn-through either. Could be ELINT too, yeah. I wonder if these are running ELINT on them. I don't think... Can we see if they are? Time to Grum is the loadout name for those. Could be lob firing, yeah. It could be a lot of things. They are getting spotted here as the blankets do go down. No, not the blankets. The illuminators from the Axfords here finally getting into range, allowing them to illuminate these Axfords. Or not Axfords, Acellos. You see this massive frontline engagement developing on the C point here. Neither side all too injured yet. One side hiding behind a bunch of jammers, and the other side using their radar drives to dodge most of the incoming fire, although there is a little bit of damage starting to go into the front of Gurney here. Although the other Axford fleet, Star's Axford fleet, has begun to engage the monitors by the looks of it. These monitors, six restores each. Wow, those are Gucci monitors. Complex storage. I guess it's really just a complex in storage, isn't it? There's nothing in those small slots there. I guess that's what happens when you only bring one C90. You have all these points to run damage control. Engagement on the E point here, as ANS does manage to take the E point, although this rocket shuttle is in range, and it looks like it has gotten some strikes out onto this poor gun shuttle here. Gun shuttle is still firing back. Do you have any more rockets? You have 2 rockets remaining. Is your defender still operational? No, it is not. Interesting. Those 2 rockets might be able to just kill this thing, although if they don't, the MMT is already engaging. Missiles out from the MMT. We have Command Hodge, missiles out. Pretty standard MMT loadout. These things are going to guide in. AMM's out to deflect the missiles. They successfully deflect them, although that 100mm gun, I think, is going to finish off this poor sprinter here. There is an orbital asset up here with missiles still. Only 2 missiles left. Could be enough to take out the MMT. We shall see. This rocket shuttle is super funny, just down here waiting to take the B point, although ANS does have a beamstone guarding the beam point here. C point being taken by ANS as another gun shuttle rushes up onto it. However, does this thing still have rockets left? 2 rockets left. I don't think 2 rockets is going to be enough to kill an entirely healthy shuttle here, but bomb shells are coming out from the monitors. The monitors starting to take some fire from these Axfords here. This is a very interesting engagement here. Super long-range duel between these 2 frontline assets here, as the Ocello's continuing to get fire into there. Are they firing HE at this Balwan Axford? I think they are. Yeah, that's 450 HE going downrange. I think these Ocellos were thinking that they were still firing at the broadside Axfords from Mink here. Gun shuttle starting to take some damage. It does manage to take out... What? What happened to you? Were those S1 offensives, perhaps, from the launcher? SGM-1, yep. Nope, those were S1 offensives from this sprinter here as they completely just annihilate this point defenseless rocket shuttle. Very, very good strike there. E-point is still in the hands of ANS, although that gun sprinter there rather worse for wear after engaging the MMT for a little bit. Oh, tragic, as the S3H has completely missed the MMT. And yeah, this sprinter is too damaged to contest the E-point as it begins to be captured by OSP, although ANS will still have the 3 cap even after losing that. That 4 cap, although it only lasted a while, did add up. We do have... Interesting. Looks like their superiority... Oh, they're escorting this squadron of bombers with... Oh, yep. Spearfish KBU-22 strike is vectoring towards the Axfors, I'm assuming. Although Potato Master here does have a coil gun Tonto squadron on an intercept course. If the squadron can take down Claw, they will have free reign to just take out this entire bomber squadron. Although the coil guns are engaging at close range, their range advantage completely nullified by Claw as Claw just jumps on them. Each side already losing 1 craft. A furball indicator not showing up at all. That was weird. Claw squadron down to 1 craft. I think Talon takes this. Oh, they do lose a couple more Tontos for their troubles. Yeah, we have a massive fighter engagement happening here. And also a fighter engagement happening on the other side of the map as Hot Rod finds a squadron of 400mm bombers here. There are no escorts, and Hot Rod is just going to tear these poor bombers apart. Grudge is out against this MMT. Those are torpedoes out. Command Hodge and ARAD Act. It's like a mixed salvo, very nice. I love to see that. This poor MMT, I think, is going to eat these torpedoes, and that many torpedoes is just going to kill it. Although I think the command one's veering off course, potentially losing track as the bombers do not maintain their lock. Back over here, Joker's squadron. Looks like OSP's fighters managed to mop up the defensive fighters that ANS has, as Nova is going to get through with only minimal damage to their bombers. Very nice combat escort from OSP's fighter craft there. The Axfords continuing to engage the monitors here. Neither side frontline even taking like much damage at all. This long-range engagement, each side is not really, neither side's really able to get enough fire on the other team to really cause all that much damage. Yeah, the Axfords are still perfectly healthy up here. Although the Axfords have pushed forward onto C. They are quite heavily pushed forward. Where are these bombers go? The bombers are going for the carrier, not the Axfords. Oh, that's bad for Potato here. Potato needs to get fightercraft out of the hangar right now. Oh, there they go. Meteor Squadron. Engaging Panther Squadron instead of the bombers. Meteor needs to engage Nova Squadron immediately, or this carrier is done for. Although a bunch of SDMs out. These are SGMs. Oh, I see what this is. Yep, I think Nova Squadron's gone. Oof. Impressive. That came from one of the Axfords here. Very nice team play from one of these Axfords, able to get those SGMs out on the bomber strike and just take them out before they even get there. And yeah, with that, the carrier is safe from the bomber strike. The Axfords here are bunching up. I'm assuming trying to consolidate their point defense to defend against potential bomber strikes. One of the Axfords does lose its bottom gun. Although one of the monitors is getting chewed up pretty badly here. Its front side is mostly gone. Although the monitors are now in plasma range, those 250s and plasma are going to start eating into these Axfords here, doing quite a bit of damage. The Axfords having to choose whether to go bow on to the monitors or bow on to the Ocellos here. The downsides of grouping up like that is, yeah, you can only choose one to go bow onto. Decubian's still in a very good position here. Ocellos barely damaged at all, providing a lot of fire support for those monitors here, as those Axfords are... Those poor Axfords, yeah. Although Axfords are very, very tough, I'm assuming... Oh, wow, their Defender's gone already. Interesting. Potato has got to get some bombs out on those priority targets, although the Ocellos are... What does the Ocellos' point defense look like? Nothing! What? There is no hard kill on these Ocellos. Am I seeing that right? I do have a Dazzler. These are all soft kill Ocellos. ANS's carrier is locked. Oh no, it is locked. It's taking fire from the Ocellos. What is it doing here? The carrier is just on the front line, getting rocket struck as well by the rocket shuttle that was below the map. These rockets fired at extreme range, unfortunately, do miss. However, this carrier is just going to get taken out by these Ocellos here. These Ocellos knowing to just fire at the carrier. That is a 3K asset that ANS just put on the front line and is rather, yeah, very unfortunate placement from this carrier. I'm assuming they wanted to keep it near the Axfords just to benefit from the point defense, but these Axfords are on the front line. You do not want to be anywhere near the front line in a carrier. The Axfords still holding up as they begin to chew through these monitors. One of them structure broken. Taking a lot of fire to get structure broken like that, geez. But the other one's completely healthy and is continuing to pour fire into these Axfords here. Secret Mink calling out a track number that we cannot see as spectator. I have no idea which track number that could be. Maybe... What's happening on the east side? It's been a while since we looked over here. Very bad for ANS, as there are a lot of light assets on E-Point belonging to OSP. Yeah, OSP has secured the E-Point at this point. There's nothing over there that ANS has that can dislodge that. MISC losing a lot, pretty much all of their cat fleet here, only really having the large defensive assets left. Star's first Axford starting to take a lot of fire here as Oh, Potatoes levy goes down here. No big surprise. They're out of DC. CIC down. Yeah, rather unfortunate. That is a terrible loss for ANS as their 3K asset just immediately just goes down here. I don't know what it was doing on the front line. Vasta, what happened to the levy? Well, I'm not entirely sure. The levy was like, the levy decided that it was a frontline asset and stuck with the frontline and then got gunned down by the Acellos. Had a large DC locker in the top. Yeah, that is a very unfortunate loss for ANS as, yeah, that's an entire... At this point, yeah, ANS has lost their cap assets. They've lost their carrier. Their Axfords are really the only thing holding the line right now, and they're starting to get beat up quite badly. Meanwhile, OSP's front line is still relatively healthy. Bombers! A bomb strike out. I might have spoken too soon. Those are torpedoes out on the Acellos here. Will they hit, or will the soft kill be enough? Looks like two hits into one of them and one hit into the other. Getting a nose hit on the second one, that is a rather unfortunate spot to hit as it does absolutely nothing. The other one taking some damage to its reactors. Its magazine goes down, which... Oh, is there 2 magazines in this thing? There are, so it doesn't really matter. The Acellos are fine. Are the Axfords in 120 range of these Acellos? Is that what I saw, or was that just a mixed salvo of HEAP? Oh. That's a rather unfortunate thing for your formation to have done. Jacobians, one of Jacobians' Acellos hitting the other one, knocking it off course, although not by much, and these Axfords are too busy firing at the monitors to really do anything about that. Bomb strike out from Foxhound on one of the Axfords here. That is a lot of S3 rocket hits, as this Axford is now completely crippled. And I'm assuming Foxhound is coming in for the bomb strike, although they are flying into point defense range, losing some... Oh. Bombs do go out, although they lose a lot of their strike for it, though, although this Axford is taken out of the match here. Without the carrier providing combat air patrol, OSP's carrier is just kind of free to do whatever it wants at this point. Monitors, 2 monitors rendered mostly combat incapable for the moment, although there are still 3 left. They begin to swap fire to Mink's first Axford here. This Axford is locked and broadside at close range. 3 Raiders is not going to help you there at this close range as it begins to take a lot of fire into the broadside. 50 HE coming down from the Acellos into the broadside Axford. That's going to hurt a lot. Yeah, as you can see, the damage immediately ramping up on this thing. 1 drive down. That's other small drive's going to go down here pretty soon here. That DC locker and the core magazine goes down. Yep, this Axford is going to just get chewed up. I think at this point it's pretty safe to call that this is going to be an OSP victory. OSP's front line is still pretty healthy, all things considered. And ANS has lost both pretty much its entire cap fleet and their 3K levy. This Axford goes CIC down as it... This thing is just... Yeah, I understand the triple Raider build idea, but if you're doing that, you want to be at range to take advantage of your acceleration and ability to orbit dodge. The Axford is rolling. I believe it's trying to roll to get its unplasmid side towards the enemy, but at this point, I think it's taking too much damage for that to really matter. That, or that was just a weird side effect of aux steering, doing an aux steering thing and taking command of the ship. ANS does have the cap lead here, although their fleet, their assets are folding fast as all of OSP's assets collapse onto their front line. A beam out from one of the goalie keystones onto this monitor diving C point will take out the CIC and the reactor. It starts to take some fire from the Axfords. Looks like OSP throwing their assets into the caps to try and secure them. They don't... I think there's an MMT going for A. Yep, A is completely exposed now with this beamstone out of position, trying to engage that monitor. GQ being now pretty much fully repaired from those torpedo strikes, and that will be the last torpedo strike that ANS gets, considering that their carrier is out of the fight. Beam out into another one of the monitors here, takes a little bit of damage to the nose. I believe this one, no, this was one of the healthy ones. So the monitor fleet that OSP brought is starting to break up here. They are taking quite a bit of damage, although, that being said, ANS is effectively down to just one Axford. This Keystone dealing more damage to OSP's frontline than those Axfords ever did. Coring out like 2 monitors there. However, this other monitor does get into cover. And, oh, is it in cover? Nope, one of the Axfords does manage to peek around a corner and start getting fire into it. It looks like they're trying to keep the cap points theirs.
Zone Atlas.
Destroyer rocket shuttle engagement over here near B point. It looks like one of the goalies is trying to get its beam onto target to take out this rocket shuttle. This rocket shuttle only has 2 rockets left. It is not winning this fight. As B, I'm assuming, will remain in the hands of ANS. Although OSP is securing A point here with this MMT. This beamstone here already swiveling. Wow, okay. That thing turned a lot faster than I thought it would. Perhaps they already began to move it back. I have a feeling maybe you were spotted on your way. What is spawning you? Is it the Keystone? No, you're behind a rock from where the Keystone is. Ah, there you are. You're spotting them. Beam out into this MMT. Was that... Did I see that correctly? There was a beam that fired there, right? On the attack view?
The enemy secured Zone Atlas.
OSP does secure A, and they are, looks like they're securing C with this this crippled monitor as it comes in, although there aren't Axfords engaging it. That being said, though, these Axfords are getting pretty heavily chewed up by the SLOs and monitors. ANS with only 5 assets left to throw around, 2 of them being very heavily damaged. And the Keystone here, oh, that's rough. The Keystone, realizing that it needs to cap the point, tries to go out across, but I think that its jammer either ran out of burst or the illuminators from... Nope, they just got a lock through the jamming. That is a tough break for ANS, as this Keystone is probably just going to get shot up as it tries to traverse here. Well, that being said, that is 450 AP, so it's going to pass right through the ship. These Acellos need to swap to HE. I'm assuming they brought HE. They are out of 450 HE! Oh, whoa, that is not what I was expecting to see. They do not have any 450 HE left, but I think it's still enough damage to take out. This Keystone is not securing that cap point anytime soon. As its reactor, beam, and drive go down, there is no longer enough restores to bring that beam back up to a functioning state. You do need the reactor and the beam to get the beam to function, but you need to also restore the drive. That is a rather unfortunate spread of damage on that Keystone, as it is not going to be able to get back up. C point does go to OSP, as they now have a 4 cap here. The Acellos continuing to just lay fire into these Axfords, and the monitors also providing what fire they can, although the monitors are the ones that took the brunt of the front line here. They do survive it relatively okay. No ships actually lost yet. This ship still has enough to chain restore into getting actually quite a bit of things functional. You still have 2 restores. You can get the complex back up, and you can bring somebody. Yep, there goes the complex restore and the drive restore. Crusader Squadron is a torpedo squadron out on, I'm assuming, to finish up one of these Axfords here. Star's last Axford here, pretty beat up here. Only 1 restore. Its guns are still up. Its magazine's still there, so it's still a functioning asset. The other Axford's looking a lot better, but unfortunately, I think these bombers are heading right for it. Yep, those are Act ARAD Val. Are they all Act ARAD Val? They are all Act ARAD Val. Unfortunately for OSP there, the active decoy completely fooling the ARAD Val, as both the Act and the ARAD Val look at the Seeker, or look at the active decoy and think that it is the ship. It's a very, very... see, that's why active decoys are still powerful. They can just completely fool A-Rad Val if it has an Act Seeker. Because both the Act and the A-Rad will validate, or will perceive the active decoy as a threat. Crusader Squadron flying through flak, trying to get back home. They do have some unguided bombs to drop on one of these Axters here. Unfortunately, it still does have flak and supporting fire from the other one. But will this be... I think this is too many bombs. Yeah, those bombs get through. Or some of them, at least. Taking out the bulk mag and the bottom gun. Do you still have a... You still have a reinforced mag. Yeah, so you can afford to bring back the gun. C point will go back into the hands of ANS, although I do not see how ANS can secure any more cap points. Never mind! E point is completely open here. The MMT has left the area pretty much entirely. Does Jackal have a strike? Jackal has R1s, at least some of them. Did they get a strike out already? Doesn't look like it. Assuming that's what this strike is going for, yep. R1 rockets into this frigate here. It's not enough to really... That barely hurt it at all. Wow, okay. And those AMMs are going to run out of range right before they hit the fighters. Okay. Jackal going in here with... What are you striking with? Absolutely nothing. You're just making this frigate freak out. The MMT, though, does have something to say about this frigate here. As its gun is still operational, it begins to put some fire down range. Those are STMs out on Jackal Squadron. I don't think Jackal's outrunning those. Yep. Splash 1. Splash 2. Jackal is done. Back on the C point here, the Axfords continue to try and hold the point, although the last... healthy, I guess, Axford here is losing a lot of its guns trying to do so. The other one is not in a good state at all. These monitors here and Acellos are like on top of the point. C point is going to go back to OSP as this ship, I think, loses its magazine. No longer combat effective. This ship no longer able to contest the C point. 8 point. This ship is now out of resource. That radar drive is not coming back online. E point could potentially go to ANS here. This ship trying to get onto the point before it gets shot up by this MMT. This MMT, though, is looking to step on the point to contest it. Does this ship have an arming missile? You do have an arming missile, so you will be able to contest the point. However, I don't think that they're going to secure it, considering that OSP is going to step on the point with a combat-effective asset. Dragoon Squadron with hand KBU bombs. Did they drop them? I can't tell. These Axfords are so beat up from engaging literally everything that I can't even tell if those KBUs got through or if that's just battle damage from the SLOs. I have a feeling, yeah, this is GG. ANS did kind of start to pull it back there with the cap lead, but unfortunately they just have no assets left to do much of anything. Misk losing most of their cap fleet early on. This rocket shuttle heading for B point, although I think this Keystone is going to have something to say about that, but at this point you don't really need the 5 cap. Key point being contested by the MMT. This MMT still combat effective, and this ship is only combat effective in theory. There is nothing that this ship... It does have one SGM-1 on it, the Repo Freeze, which I believe is the offensive S-1s that the cap ships were throwing around earlier on. But I don't know if one SGM-100 is going to do enough. At any rate, it's not even queued up to launch, so... Repo Freeze are AMMs. Alright, never mind. Yeah, this frigate cannot do anything. And it looks like we have a surrender from Team ANS here, as the guild, unfortunately, did not have enough to deal with your United European Starfront, as it goes to 0-1 in favor of United European Starfront.